Let's talk about SnapCap. And SnapCap is a good lender to actually think about if you are trying to get a business loan, simply because SnapCap is actually associated with LendingTree, which is really one of the OGs when it comes to lending in this country. Okay, so let's first define what SnapCap really is. So a SnapCap is not Snapchat. Okay, so SnapCap is actually an alternative lender that offers short-term funding for small businesses, and the company actually launched in 2012, so that's really good. So they launched about more than 15, more than 10 years, so that's really good. And they've been working with hundreds of thousands of businesses in the last 10 years. Actually, during COVID, they were really instrumental in giving loans to a lot of small businesses. And what I love about SnapCap is that they're really fast. They can fund you from 1 to 3 business days. You get your cash, not a problem. Okay. And the cool thing also is that you can actually get all kinds of loans. I'll talk about the loan category later on, but you are able to get all kinds of loans. They also have so you have small business loans, you have equipment loans, you have merchant cash advances. And what I love about the SnapCap is that they have a streamlined loan application. Streamlined loan application. You are able to be approved within 1 to 3 days, and also you can pre-qualify, which you should. If you go through a SnapCap, you definitely want to go through their pre-qualification process. Don't just apply for a business loan right away. That's actually a waste of FICO score points. You'll be losing 5 to 10 points on your FICO score for nothing. So you always want to first go through the loan pre-qualification process to see how much you could actually get before you actually go through the process. Okay. And one thing I want to say is that SnapCap actually has no limit in terms of the geography. So even if you are in Hawaii or Alaska, you can still qualify for a loan. I mean, it's one of those things where, and by the way, when I say a loan, how much you're looking at a maximum of $1 million. Can you imagine that? You can have $1 million within 1 to 3 business days. Okay, that's really good, and you can repay the loan from 3 months all the way to 18 months. They don't give you a long repayment window, but still, it's worth it. So, how do SnapCap loans really work this year? The thing is that I think I've said this before, right? SnapCap actually has a streamlined loan application, which means what? They are really speeding up the whole process for you. As a matter of fact, they actually use proprietary technology to evaluate and approve applications quickly. So basically, this quick, streamlined process makes applying very simple. And again, it doesn't matter your credit score. Okay, it doesn't matter your credit score. I want you to think about SnapCap as a loan platform. They're not really a loan marketplace like Lendio or Clarify Capital. In other words, they don't have a network of lenders to reach out to. It's more of a platform. So when you apply, basically they will dispatch your application to several members, okay, several lenders, if you will. And the thing is that when it comes to small business loans on SnapCap, for instance, you have business loans, you have working capital loans, you have inventory loans, you have expansion loans, and you have equipment loans. I mean, sorry, you have expansion loans. For equipment loans, you have the ability to buy business cars, or you can just buy business equipment, actually. And they also have inventory loans. They have expansion loans. So that's really good. One thing I want to say is that you have the limits of 1 million. So there is always the limit of 1 million to really account for it if you want to go through the process. But hey, listen, it is still worth it anyway, okay? And also, you have merchant cash advances. So actually, even though SnapCap is available nationally, there are some states where the company cannot offer its unsecured loans. So if they're not available to provide unsecured loans because of banking regulations or because whatever, they are offering merchant cash advances. Okay. Now, as you know, merchant cash advances are some type of revenue-based business financing. So it's a really cool. You can be approved within 24 to 48 hours. So, what are SnapCap's qualifications? If you think about SnapCap business funding, what are the qualifications in terms of personal credit score? SnapCap will approve you even if you have a low credit score. So, a credit score of 300 or 400 or even 500 is not going to disqualify you. You can still actually qualify for a loan through SnapCap. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So you also have annual revenue and bank statements. So SnapCap wants you to have a minimum annual revenue of $100,000. So that's about a little bit of between $15,000 and $20,000. Okay, I mean, sorry, between 15. What am I talking about? $100,000. That's about $7,000 to $9,000, or $9,000 a month. Yeah, that's gross revenue. So that's between $7,000 and $9,000. So if you divide 100,000 by 12, okay, that's really good. So they also have time in business. So they want you to be in business for at least 1 year. So to get a loan through SnapCap, you have to be in business for at least 1 year, and you also have to have. There are some cases where you might need to provide actually your full financial. So your full financials, like your balance sheet, your income statements, your statement of cash flows. Also, everything depends on the loan you are trying to get. So the larger the loan amount you're trying to get, the more you have to actually reach out. The more you have to actually provide in terms of documentation. Okay, so think about it. I mean, it's just a matter of more money. You have to have more money, more documentation, more evidence, if you will. And in terms of APR, when it comes to a SnapCap, you have to really plan for an APR that goes from 10% all the way to 20%. 10% all the way to 20%. Okay. And also, you have to remember that SnapCap will be your preferred lender if you are a repeat borrower. So if you are a repeat borrower, they can work with you as long as you have a positive history of borrowing and repayment. So they look at that. They look at the borrowing, but the repayment history to see whether or not you deserve more, actually. So that's pretty good. So how do you apply for a SnapCap loan this year? Let's quickly talk about that. Now, I think I've said this at the beginning of this show, right? That SnapCap has a streamlined loan application, and you know what? In this economy, actually having a streamlined loan application is really good because you have all kinds of restrictions that lenders are actually attaching to their loan requirements, from banks to credit unions to alternative lenders. So if you have an online lender such as a SnapCap streamlining the process for you, that's really fantastic. So what you want to do is, if you're interested in getting a loan through SnapCap, you first want to apply online. You want to apply online. So what you want to do is, I think I've said this to you before, that you can pre-qualify. So because you can pre-qualify, you have the chance to get things done faster. Okay. So basically, pre-qualify, it takes about 5 minutes to pre-qualify. That's really good. So you can see how much you could potentially get if you were to apply. And again, you want to pre-qualify because you want to reassure yourself that you are actually doing something right, that your business profile is actually the best profile that is needed, that SnapCap needs this year, right? Because why would you apply for a business loan if you don't really meet the basic requirements? So when you apply online, you want to really provide identified information such as your name, your home address, your credit score. You want to provide documentation also, like your bank statements from the previous 3 months. And if the company needs additional information, they will let you know. Okay. And you will need to authorize the company to do let's say a soft credit pull to verify your info. And so yeah, I mean, so after you go through the process, you can be funded as fast as possible. I mean, like I said, it takes about 1 to 2 days to actually to be funded once you are approved. Okay, so that's really good. And what happens here is that SnapCap will automatically set up automatic payments. They will set up automatic payments to actually deduct from the business bank account where you received your funds in the first place. Okay, so the repayment schedule can be either weekly, it can be daily, it can be monthly. So every loan is different. So you just have to make sure that you're comfortable with the repayment schedule. Okay, and your rate and any fees such as origination fee or closing fees depend on your industry, your recent business performance, how much you borrowed, and the terms of your loan in the first place. Every loan is different, right? Like I said, every loan is different. So yeah, it's on a case by case basis. So if you think about SnapCap business loans this year, what are the advantages, but also the disadvantages of this type of loan? The thing is, what I love about SnapCap is that they're very true to their name in the sense that they are very fast. Okay, you get a loan in a snap. You get a loan in a snap. You have a quick turnaround. Okay, turnaround when it comes to getting funds. Now the rates are high though, but if you think about it, SnapCap remains a viable option for small businesses. Like if you need urgent funding, think about SnapCap. Okay, and the application process also makes this lender very quick and easy to acquire funding with, because the initial pre-qualification process only takes a few minutes. When we tested it, it took about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, and approval usually happens within 24 hours. And so SnapCap also is a great option for bad credit borrowers. So like I said, minimum credit score goes from 300 all the way to 500. So even if you are a bad credit borrower, you can still qualify. So don't let your poor credit score actually stop you from applying to SnapCap. Okay, and also the reviews are positive mostly on Trust Radius, on Triple B. Okay, so that's kind of cool to have the fact that people love how customer service was professional. Okay, that's really good, and also responsive. So what are the disadvantages here? So when you think about SnapCap, what kind of disadvantages does this lender really has? One thing for sure is that you have the restriction to certain industries. In other words, not all industries are covered, by the way. Okay, so they do not cover adult entertainment, drug dispensaries, flea markets, precious metal sellers. So that's something to think about. Mobile home dealers, payroll companies, call centers. Okay, you have notaries, travel agents, contracted management services, brokerage firms or companies. Okay, so that's something to really think about. If you are in those categories, you're not going to be covered. I mean, this is just what it is. Okay, it's one of those things where you have to see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. But one thing I want to say here is that when it comes to the disadvantages of SnapCap, you have to understand that the fact that they don't publish their fees or rates, this can really be a red flag, because it just means that this lack of transparency makes it difficult to compare them to other lenders. So if you are looking to shop lenders for the best rates, you might need to apply and get a quote from SnapCap, which is really time consuming, especially if you have a business to run on the side. So what are the pros and cons of SnapCap? Well, when you think about SnapCap, I want you to really understand that you have a lender that gives you high borrowing amounts up to $1 million. So $1 million, that's really good. You could do a lot of stuff. And the fact that they do not restrict the funds. So you get $1 million and you can use the cash as you see fit. And this is unsecured, by the way. This is unsecured, so there is no collateral to really pledge before getting the loan. And you have excellent customer service. I just spoke about those. Okay, and so you're able to also get your cash even if you have bad credit. On the flip side, and this is something I'm always going to talk about, you have the potential for high rates and fees, and simply because SnapCap is not publishing anything. I mean, this lack of transparency is just crazy. I don't know why they're doing it, but hey, listen, they think it's the best business model for them, but it's really hurting them a little bit because when you read reviews on sites such as SatJabber or Trustpilot, you can see that people don't like the fact that they don't have no information about the fees. So you can't comparison shop with other lenders, okay? And the fact that SnapCap wants you to really repay them daily, okay? I mean, weekly, I can understand. Weekly or monthly, I can understand. But daily, this could be really disruptive to certain industries. So it is what it is. And also the fact that SnapCap has limitations for some industries. This could also be a little difficult to really stomach. But overall, you have to understand that this is actually an online lender, and they are really sort of adapting to where the economy is going. Okay, economic trends when it comes to business funding, but also the specific niche that you are in, that your business is in, because they have to adapt. They can't just land like across the board without paying attention to economic trends. Okay, that's something to really think about. So before I close to this conversation, you have to understand that SnapCap is a legit online alternative lender. So don't really worry a lot about your data or whatever. No, no, no. They have a proven track record. Okay, and simply because they are attached, they are a subsidiary of LendingTree. That's even bigger. That's even big right there. Okay, this is a company that's attached to a larger company. Their parent company is pretty legit also. And also, SnapCap has actually gotten pretty much good reviews on trust, such as Trust Radius, Trust Pilot, okay, Triple B. So that's really good. People love customer service. People love the speed of funding. People love the responsiveness. People love the professionalism, okay. People love also the fact that you have a large variety of loans to actually avail yourself of. But one thing for sure, if SnapCap for any reason doesn't approve you, if they deny you, you still have the possibility to go to other lenders. Okay, let me know in the comment section. Um, I'll let you know what's available to you based on your state and city. Every state and city is different, so based on your state and city, I can tell you which one is really good. So that's something to really think about this year. And one thing I want to say also is that basically you have the possibility to also go to your bank, go to your. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about the little noise. So you can go about. You can really talk to your bank also. Okay, to see what's really possible. Okay, so that's really good. And also, what I want to say is that at the end, you have to decide whether or not SnapCap is the right lender for you, especially this year. If you have to really see what kinds of loans they're offering and how much you could potentially get. So, in conclusion to this conversation, I gave you a SnapCap review. I spoke about what SnapCap really is, what are the loans, okay, what are the qualifications, and how do you apply for a SnapCap loan. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.